Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Café. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today I have the honor of having my brother from another mother. I say that a lot, but you really are kind of like a brother from another mother. Brother.
Thank
my
you.
Man, Geechie Dan. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I
How
appreciate
are you?
that, man.
See?
I'm good, man.
Brother, yes, exactly. And we both wearing the Timbs today.
Word up. You already
yes,
know.
Sir. Now yours, they
Yes.
can't see it on camera, but you have the Notorious B.I.G. on your tongue.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, these are notorious Biggie Timberland boots.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Absolutely dope. You of all people really know how to represent the hip hop culture, and we're going to get into that, of course,
Thank you.
during this interview. And, well, first and foremost, man, I got to congratulate you. You've been named a museum archivist and talent
Director.
as of last month.
Yes.
For the National Hip Hop Museum.
Yeah. Big shout out to Jeremy Beaver.
Wow.
And the team there in DC.
Mm-hmm.
I was once their executive director several years ago.
Okay.
I left and went and started working with the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And I should have stayed where I was at.
Yeah.
So I came back and me and Jeremy, Beaver, and we had a conversation. And he said, "Yo, man, come back." And he said, "You can be the archivist because you are a hip hop archivist,
Right.
and you could be the talent director,
Talent
talent executive."
Executive.
So
wow, congratulations
thank
on
you.
that, man.
Yeah, big shout out to the National Hip Hop Museum in DC.
Yeah.
We having we're gonna be doing an induction in May.
Okay.
At the Bronx Hall of Music. And so we're going to be inducting a few individuals like Funk Master Flex,
Absolutely.
Chunk Chill Out, Cool Chip, Ultramagnetic MCs, Tila Rock.
Wow.
I believe we're going to be inducting Lord Finesse, I believe.
Nice.
And some break dancers. Mr. Wave, I believe.
Need an invite. Excuse me.
So you come through, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
brother.
you and your team can come through. I got you.
Okay,
No problem.
okay. Yeah, he said that.
You
so
said,
it's
yeah,
on-
y'all
it's
heard
on-
me.
It's
Y'all
on
heard me.
camera. But the Bronx, the home of hip hop. But you're from Hollis.
I'm from Queens.
And I feel as if we've had a lot of people from Hollis on the show over the past season. So Hollis is definitely in the building. But I want to say this about Hollis, Queens, man. LL Cool J, Run DMC, J. Alexander Martin from FUBU. I mean, the list goes on. What's it like to be a proud son of Hollis, Queens?
Let me tell you, man, growing up in Queens, growing up on Farmers Boulevard, at the time that we grew up, it was amazing. Run DMC came, and then it was like a domino effect.
Yeah.
It was like they came, and then the dominoes started falling down from everybody from LL Cool J, and then him putting on Cut Creator, and then E Love, who we just recently lost.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah.
And then you had now you have these individuals on Farmers, and then you had Run DMC on Hollis Avenue.
Hollis Avenue, yep.
Then you had Tribe Called Quest on Linden, which is 9 blocks away from where I grew up.
Okay.
Like where my house was on 112th Road and Farmers Boulevard, you can walk to Linden like 9 blocks in one direction. Yeah. You got Hype Williams in another direction. He's like 10 blocks away from me on Linden.
One neighborhood.
And then you got Hurricane, DJ Hurricane on Hollis in another direction. He's 6 blocks away from me. Jam Master Jay lived on 202nd in Hollis. He's 6-7 blocks away from me.
So I got to ask you then,
What's
like,
up?
well, how did that influence you being from a neighborhood that birthed so many greats in the hip hop culture?
I was already a hip hop nut. I was already a hip hop fan. I was following hip hop, and to hear tapes of Cold Crush 4 and Soul Sonic Force, Zulu Nation tapes, and Jazzy 5 and Funky 4, Melly Mel, and the Wiz Kid, Theodore, to hear all these tapes.
Yeah.
Then to hear someone like Run DMC that had that same passion, like myself, from Queens, and hearing
from Hollis,
specifically Hollis.
Yeah.
It was mind blowing, and I felt like, yes, somebody from Queens is representing the culture that we all love, and revered.
Majorly.
We revered Cold Crush tapes. Funky 4, Shy-Rock with the Echo Chamber. We revered them.
Yeah.
So we wanted to emulate what they was doing on these tapes.
Absolutely.
And so Run DMC came and took what was going on in the Bronx and just took it and went
to
out
a
of
whole
space
nother
with
level.
it.
Yeah.
Took it to another level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to be part of that movement, I'm so proud to see them actually live in person.
Yeah.
Being from my community, from my neighborhood on Hollis Avenue.
Right.
Driving down Hollis Avenue. Let me tell you a story. I used to attend the Kingdom Hall on Hollis Avenue on 201st Street, right?
Okay.
And I used to rhyme in front of the Kingdom Hall with references with Jehovah God and talking about the Bible in my rhyming.
Yeah.
So, in the height of Jam Master Jay's and Run DMC's career, Jam Master Jay's driving down Hollis Avenue, slow in the BMW. He sees me on the corner rhyming, talking about Jehovah. And he slows the BMW down and roll down the window. He said, "Yo, you know you're going to hell, right?"
Wow.
That was crazy that Jam Master Jay, this is the biggest DJ in the world with Run DMC.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, how you gonna be in front of the Kingdom Hall rhyming about Jehovah, yo?"
Wow.
Yo, that was so like,
was a
and then see DMC on 198th Street, you know what I'm saying, on Hollis Avenue going to Dolly's, to the grocery store. He lived on 198th Street, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God, these are the dudes that's on American Bandstand.
Right, exactly.
They on Soul Train.
Right.
And here comes LL Cool J right behind them.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Being from Queens, I lived in South Ozone Park in 1997. About a little under a year after I first moved to New York City. I first moved here from Boston. I was living in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and then I moved from Bushwick, Brooklyn to South Ozone Park. And that's when I was really able to appreciate the culture of Queens. Again, this is 97. It's a different day.
Right.
There's no Metro cards. There's just tokens.
No Metro
Two
cards.
fare zones.
Tokens.
Different buses. I had to take green bus lines.
The green bus line.
I say all that to say that that's when I really got attached to Queens. I mean, I was always familiar with the borough because I had cousins that lived in Nassau County, and of course, I'd have to travel through Nassau, through
Queens to get to Nassau County, right?
But I really got to appreciate the Jamaica Avenue experience. I remember people used to get dressed up to go shopping on Jamaica Ave.
Yes, we did.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, today people
don't do that no more.
Today, I'm gonna just say it. People come outside looking like they live outside.
Right. They got pajama pants, slippers.
Terrible. Don't do the hair. But when I was
had to get dressed
When I was
up.
living in Queens, you looked like you was going to a fashion
concert.
show,
Yeah.
right? I was in Jamaica Avenue last month in January. A buddy of mine has a store called Rotten Appleware. It's in the
I know Rotten Appleware.
It's in the Coliseum.
They closing. You know they closing.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
I only lived in Queens a couple of months and fell in love with the borough.
about the Coliseum.
But what are your thoughts specifically
Man.
on the closing
History.
of the Coliseum?
That's history, man.
Yeah. Sad.
I have memories. It's sad. And we can see the changes.
Yes.
We started seeing changes early on, but now we really that's going to hit hard to individuals like myself that grew up as teenagers going to the Coliseum shopping. I got my first gold tooth at the Coliseum by the guy named Eddie. He's the grills king.
Okay.
Now he's the grills king. He took what he did in Queens and moved to Atlanta and became a multimillionaire.
Wow.
And made grills, teeth, gold teeth, platinum teeth. But he started in the Coliseum.
Yeah,
And we had Biz Markie used to come through, Ed Lover.
Yeah.
You had Flavor Flav, Rozelle, Kid and Play.
And so with the closing of the Coliseum, and by the time this show airs, it would have already closed.
Yeah, it's closing,
Yeah.
in
So,
January.
I mean,
it closed already in January. Yeah.
Right. And there are other changes on Jamaica Avenue as well, like stores are closing, high-rises are being built.
Yeah.
Before we go to break, what are your thoughts on the changes to the Jamaica Avenue corridor? That's one of the heartbeats of Queens, and certainly the heartbeat of southeastern Queens.
Yes.
If you're from Queens Village, if you're from Hollis, if you're from St. Albans, South Ozone Park, that is your nucleus neighborhood, and it's always been a hub. It seems like things are changing. What are your thoughts on that?
You had people from Brooklyn come to Jamaica Avenue. You had people from Long Island. You had people from the Bronx. A lot of people gravitated to come into Queens because of the style,
the energy,
the food.
Yeah.
You know, and the closing, you know, of the Coliseum. It's just it's an end of a time, end of a generation, where it's not gonna. It's sad, man.
It is.
And you know, for several years, I've been trying to get some type of an institution in downtown Jamaica, Queens, some type of hip hop club or
something,
maybe a museum, Queens Museum.
Right.
I've been advocating that for for some time now, and so maybe the closing of the Jamaica Coliseum might be a wake up call that we really need something that can stay, and it'll get something to carry on to the next generation.
Right, exactly.
Because there's nothing that this generation sees
that represents
what we used to do.
Exactly. Especially
the Jamaica Terminal's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Gertz Mall is gone.
Yeah.
Maze.
Yeah.
Now
all
the
of
Coliseum.
the things that made Jamaica Avenue.
It
Jamaica
made hip hop.
Avenue. Yeah.
Made hip hop. Took the clothing, the style. Everybody talked about Queens like we was soft, but Queens was. Man, Queens it had an impact.
It did.
Major impact in hip hop and rap music.
Yeah.
And that Coliseum is part of that history.
And I feel as if the Coliseum's demise, a lot of people don't know, it used to be a Macy's.
Yes. That's correct.
I feel like the Coliseum Mall's demise is definitely going to be the nail in the coffin for the entire 165th Street corridor.
Yeah.
And the song Funkin' for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Jamaica Funk, that's was all about that particular strip in Queens. Listen, we're going to come right back. We're going to talk more about you, because we've been talking a lot about Queens, right? Well, ain't nothing wrong with that, because Lord knows it's
I love talking about Queens, because I feel like we need to talk more about Queens.
We got to talk about you, too.
That's good.
Right?
I appreciate that.
You. So we're going to be right back after this with more from Geechie Dan.
All right.
And we're back with Geechie Dan, and the glasses that he gave to me when I was hosting the Keri's Corner radio show a couple of years ago. The show was on the air for 10 years.
That's what's up. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you. 10 years, a long time.
Moving on up, like the Jeffersons.
Yeah, I want to do something different, but
there you go.
You gave me the brother comes into the studio during the interview with these shades that I'm wearing right now. At the end of the interview, he said, "You like these?" I said, "Yeah, man. Where'd you get them from?" "You got them. Here you go." And these are like my favorite pair of glasses. these make me.
I went out and bought another pair, so we good.
Okay. Getting back to you though, a lot of history we got to cover with you, brother. You were a member of the legendary Zulu Nation.
I was.
How did you get connected with the Zulu Nation?
Let's see. The guy that lived around the corner from me, my man Life, Allah, he was a member of Zulu Nation, me and him the same age, and I wanted to get down with Zulu Nation. He used to walk around Andrew Jackson High School with a wooden nameplate, Zulu Nation name, and I was like, yo, I want to get down with Zulu because I've been collecting tapes and I've been listening to Zulu beats, and I've been following Zulu Nation for a couple of years. At that time, this is 1983. So he said, we can't have no soft members that's down with Zulu. So I said, what make you think I'm soft?
Right. Right.
So he punched me in my face.
Was you wearing a pamper or something?
Nah, I wasn't soft.
Baby poop?
I can hold my own. I wasn't no sucker, but he punched me in my face.
Oh, okay.
He said, I didn't know he was testing me.
Yeah.
So he beat me up. And I was mad that he beat me up. I fought him again.
Right.
And he beat me up again. Mm-hmm. Then he told me, yo, you down? He said, yo, you got heart.
Damn, Geechie.
He said, yo, man, all I wanted to see was if you had heart.
It'd have been easy if you could have just joined the Boy Scouts or something.
Then the funny thing about it, I met the chapter, it was chapter 11 in Andrew Jackson in Queens.
Okay.
And I met Kid Islam. He was our leader.
Okay.
Right? So I met him and everything, and he told us, exactly, how we moving, and then he came out and said, we're gonna go to Long Island and rob some Peace Guards.
Oh God.
I was like,
Yeah, you was done.
I was done. But I still went to the Zulu Nation meetings at Bronx River Tuesday night at 7:30. I still remember it.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to meet Jazzy J and Crazy Legs at the time. Mm-hmm. And this is, like I said, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I cut school. My homeboy that went to school with me, he's now Kid Capri's road manager.
Okay.
Jimmy.
Okay.
Me and him was down with Zulu Nation, and he was with a different chapter. I think he was with a chapter in Brooklyn or Lawrenton, and me and him took the Q44, went out and went to like 2 Zulu Nation meetings total, and then I stayed with Zulu Nation.
Right.
I didn't leave.
Abandon them.
I didn't leave.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got down with them.
Now, how did you have the foresight? Let's get into your tapes. How did you have the foresight to collect audio recordings from hip hop park jams and parties? Because these tapes that are on the table are part of an enormous collection that you have that you're famous for.
Yes.
And I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about what's on these cassettes. What are on these tapes? Give me 1 minute. What are on these tapes? There's a reason
that tape right there on the end, towards you, closest to you. That's a Superstar Café, 1976.
Ooh, I don't even want to touch it.
New
76.
sounds. You got rapper P from Soul Brothers disco group.
Now, what are these? What's on here now?
This is a party.
Okay.
This was a live.
You recorded it.
A friend of mine recorded it.
Okay.
That gave me the tape that me and him the only ones that have the tape.
So if we were able to, and we're not, if we were able to listen to, we would have popped this in the cassette deck, what would we be listening to?
You'll be hearing Superstar Café. You'll be hearing MCs, rappers.
Wow.
Doing their thing at the time.
Live. In the park.
Right.
Nice. Okay.
You won't hear no cutting.
Right.
Because that cutting, scratching.
Didn't have that.
MCing, like 4 bars.
Wow.
And that wasn't going on in 1976.
Wow. So let me ask you this. How can people listen to these tapes? Where can they go to listen to them?
Well, right now, I just posted up a snippet of a 5-minute audio on my social media, on Threads and Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So I created an audio picture collage.
Wow.
With the guys that's on the tapes.
Right.
And I provided the audio. So you can listen to it on Facebook right now.
About how many cassettes do you think you own?
Thousands.
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 And you somehow are able to keep them in this condition. I wouldn't even want to touch these
Nah, you
cassettes.
can touch it.
I don't want to.
Show the audience what's up.
Well, I mean,
yeah, go ahead. That's the
know what a cassette looks
1976
like.
one.
Yeah, I'm going to do something weird. Yeah, they don't have the fresh smell anymore. They don't smell bad, but they, whatever. Now, let's going back a little bit. You were also an artist. In '86, you had a song, and I didn't notice till I got my notes together. "Let's Dance," which was on an indie label called Public Records. You was an artist?
Yeah, I did.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Or less. Let's talk about that.
What happened was I got down with WBAU 90.3 FM radio, college radio with Dr. Dre from UNTV Rap. I used to answer the phones. And so I used to make demos for the radio station. So I made a song called Let's Dance. I made a demo called Let's Dance.
Okay.
My brother Mikey D, Park Jam legend from Lawrenton, Queens, called on the phone and he asked Thaddeus, rest in peace to Thaddeus. He answered the phone. He said, yo, let me speak to Geechie Dan. So I answered the phone. Mikey D would say, yo, I like the tape. I like your song and all that. Why don't you come hang out and meet me at Pop Kim's up on Merritt? And he said, yo, why don't you take your demo to Public Records, to the record label.
Okay.
And the owner of the label his name was Walter.
Okay.
And he lived on Central Park West.
Okay.
I never forget. I go up in his penthouse. He gives me 2 recording contracts, one for myself and one for my DJ, DJ Shawnee D at the time. And my mother, unfortunately, didn't want me to pursue hip hop.
Because
of the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay, stop there. Okay, because that goes into my next question.
Right. So the song never came out.
The song never came out.
Right.
Okay. Now you're a former member of the Jehovah's Witnesses, and in 2008, man, you wrote and published a book called "The Kingdom Hall No More."
Yes, I did. That was on Author House Publishing.
Like, first of all, what was the synopsis of the book, very quickly?
Just talks about my 16 years growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, going to the Kingdom Hall in Hollis, Queens, New York.
And then how did your mother feel about that? That sounds like a declaration of independence. Like,
it was. She didn't take kindly of it, but I only spoke the truth about, what was going on in my life, incidents and activities that I was involved with, going to the Kingdom Hall on Hollis Avenue and 201st Street.
And what made you want to write a book? It's one thing to say, okay, you know what, I'm of a certain age. I don't want to follow the same religion that my parents or my other relatives followed. But what made you want to make a public declaration?
I wanted to clear slate.
Okay.
And I wanted to, it was therapeutic to write it. And then I didn't even intend it to be a book. I just wanted to get some stuff out of my system. I just wanted to write stuff down. Next thing you know, 1 page turned to 10 pages, 10 pages turned to 100 pages. And then I said, you know what, let me just, put this in a book.
Interesting. Wow. That's, that had to have been very refreshing.
It was. I got a lot of stuff off my chest with that. Yeah, it was.
The Geechie Dan hip hop tape show launched in 2015. Now, I didn't know this, but we have more than just the same boots and glasses in common. In 2016, the Geechie Dan hip hop tape show aired on FLO Empire Radio in New York City. My radio show was born on that station with David Glover.
David.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So at the time that you were on FLO Empire Radio, so wasn't I, because my show started in 2013, and I think we stayed there for about 4 or 5 years. So that means we crossed roads. Yeah. So what kind of when you were on internet-based radio, what were some of the things that you talked about on your show?
Well, I actually had a show called the Geechie Dan Hip Hop Tape Show on another platform in 2015.
Right.
And when I moved back to New York, because I was living in Atlanta at the time, I moved back to New York in 2016. I wanted to do a show where I play the tapes, and then I wanted to incorporate interviewing the people on the tapes. So that's what I started out as an audio only show.
Right.
Then I said, let me do the podcast where not only that people can hear the tapes, now they can see the pioneers that were on the tapes.
Watch the interviews. Now, I know now you do the Planet of the Tape show on LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio network with, Roxanne Shante. That's on Sirius XM. So is that like what the original show evolved into?
Yes. I still wanted to be a show. I still want to do a TV show. That's the goal. The goal is to be global. Okay. To have an impact and still continue being iconic.
Interviewing guests can be very interesting. Obviously, I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah,
Keri's Corner radio show.
Just like myself. Yeah.
Guests can be very interesting. Have you ever had a guest, we're not going to name he or she, but did you ever have a guest and you know where I'm going with this,
Mm-hmm.
that just made you wish that they had never walked into the studio?
I had 2 interviews
Just two. Okay.
out of the many,
Right.
and we're talking about. I interviewed Marlon Gibbs from the Jeffersons. I did a
Wow,
Jeffersons
that's awesome.
tribute.
Wow.
That made my day. I had James Brown's son, Daryl, on my show. So I
Right.
did a James Brown tribute.
Yeah.
I did Richard Pryor tribute, and I had his son,
Yeah, Richard Pryor
Jr. on. I had him on my show.
He's one of my close
Dope.
friends.
So I had some
Yeah.
iconic, people on my show, man.
Yeah.
And then I had shows that I really anticipated on being big
Right.
and being iconic, and it had an impact.
Right.
And 2 of the interviews that one of them fell short
Right.
of that.
Right.
And I was really disappointed about
yeah,
that, man.
I know how it can be, man. I mean, you put your heart and soul into getting ready for an interview, and at the end of the day, you want to share your platform with this particular individual to, elevate whatever it is that they're doing.
Right.
And then, I mean, I've had 2. I had 2 with the radio show, both up and coming rappers, and awful experience. But it makes you a better interviewer, you know what I mean?
It does.
We had so much fun, but we out of time, brother.
Yeah.
We out of time already. So, but you got to come back.
That's no problem.
We got to have.
I'll come back.
We
for
got to
you,
have
brother.
you come back. All right, we'll see you next week on Sessions Cafe.